Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Minister, for being here as we discuss persons with disabilities and inclusion. And, we've heard a lot from disability advocates, and in particular, I met with them last week in my riding, the Council for Persons with Disabilities. And I just want to ask you, do you think $6 a day would lift somebody out of poverty?
Mr. Chair, I think it's important to recognize that, with the $6 billion, the single largest budget item that we put forward in this budget is going to significantly close the poverty gap.
I think what we've seen here today is the minister answer every single question with the same response. And so by the time, if you're just watching this, people are looking for some answers, Minister. With all due respect, this is your file. So that's done. What you've been doing for the last hour here, or however long we've been in here, they're done. So the disability amount is $6 a day. It's $200 a month. And when the former minister, Honourable Ms. Qualtrough, was here, she said, and I quote, she testified in this committee about C22. She said, on October 31st, 2022, it will really lift a significant number of people out of poverty big time. People are watching at home. They can't afford to live. An Ontario man is applying for MAID because he's homeless. People with disabilities are applying for MAID. Give Canadians some answers here today that have been asked around this table multiple times. Do you think $6 a day is going to lift people out of poverty, or was your former minister wrong?
Mr. Chair, I think it's really important that my honourable colleague, and I think all individuals underscore the fact that first and foremost, $6 billion that we have put forward that is going to support more than 600,000 individuals, with the $2,400 tax-free per year for an individual with disability is not insignificant.
Okay.
And I think it's also
Mr.
important
Chair,
that the member
opposite. I think
it's important, Mr. Chair, that I get the same amount of time.
You're not answering the question, so it is my time.
You're not answering the question. You don't get the same time.
I'm going to tell you the story that the two folks in my riding shared with me of how they describe what you've given them. And I want you to answer what they said. The Liberal NDP government, to them, these are their words, it's like a trust exercise. And you told them you were going to catch them, a game that you play with somebody when you say, fall back into my arms and I'll catch you. And you told the people in the disability community that you would catch them when they fell. You gave them these promises. And then, in their words, not only did you not catch them, you stepped out of the way and didn't tell them. That is how they feel. And they are applying for medical assistance in death because the homeless rate under this Prime Minister is astronomical.
Yeah, it's insane.
Because the highest record usage of food bank is happening under this Prime Minister. So to come in here and to tell people you've done this first ever announcement, it's wonderful. You might as well go be the Maple Leafs coach and tell them that effort was great. This is ridiculous. And I think people deserve an answer. I know you care. You have to care. You wouldn't be in this position. But people are genuinely applying for medical assistance in death because they cannot afford to live. And you're sitting here telling them $6 a day is significant. Do you think people with disabilities should be applying for medical assistance in dying? Yes or no?
Mr. Chair, when it comes to medical assistance in dying, I think we all recognize that that's a very personal choice for individuals, and I think it's also
actually
really
according
important.
to this
it is
man,
a very personal choice.
It's not
for
personal because I'll read to you what he wrote, Mr. Chair, if I can. I don't want to die, but I don't want to be homeless more than I don't want to die.
Jeez.
This isn't a choice. They don't want to. This isn't, they're terminally ill. They have no money. They have no housing. They have no food. Do you agree with that as the Minister for Inclusion and Diversity?
Mr. Chair, Since I remember I got
Why is
elected
she
in
smiling half
2015,
when
we
she's
as a
saying this?
government has put many progressive benefits to support Canadians, including persons with disabilities. Whether it is Canada Child Benefit that has actually significantly, reduced poverty by half, which the Honourable and the party opposite voted against. Whether it was, changes to bringing back the age of retirement for seniors back to 65 from 67, which the Conservative government wanted to raise to
Chair,
67.
do I have any time left?
Thank you.
It's really rich
really.
to hear
Does she
from
have any
them,
time left, or
Mr.
have you
Chair,
used it
when
all?
they have voted against everything that we have put forward to support Canadians.
Thank you, Madame Ferreri.